Hello and welcome to Media Talks. My name is Molly McClanahan, and today we are going to interview random people on the street and ask them about beauty influencers. So we're going to play a game to start off.
Cool.
I want to see if you can recognize these influencers. So here's the first one.
Oh, he's James Charles.
Yeah, do you recognize them?
No, I don't.
Do you recognize them?
Yes.
You recognize both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. What about her? It's okay if you don't.
Got
Like,
me there. Yeah.
both of them?
Both of them.
Cool. What about her?
Not her.
Alright. And what about these two?
Not those two.
Alright.
Yes.
What about these two?
Yes.
Both of them?
Yes.
Cool. And what about her?
No.
How many followers do you think an influencer should have to be considered famous?
Probably like 100K plus.
Probably like a million.
Yeah, I was gonna say a million.
Okay, cool.
A couple thousand. I feel like I know YouTube does like the 100,000 rule.
I'm guessing like more than that, 50,000.
I feel like if you have more than like 5,000 Instagram followers, that's a lot of people to follow you, you know?
Million.
A million?
Yeah.
I would say it's less about the followers and more about the content that's circulated.
Okay, so like what kind of content would you say?
Well, you can have a lot of followers but them not be active. So if you post things and your followers take it and share it and it circulates more and more people find it and it's reached more people, then I think that's what defines. What did you say? Famous?
Yeah.
I think that would set fame more than an amount of followers.
Do you follow any influencers, and if so, do they promote a specific thing like travel, fitness, health, beauty?
Yeah. I follow most of the influencers I follow are either musicians or they like to talk about what's the word? Like media.
Well, Emma Chamberlain, to be honest, and she promotes all of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I follow a lot of drag queens. I don't know if that counts. They don't really promote a lot of stuff. It's more just like RuPaul's Drag Race, and then they do their looks and stuff like that.
I follow Sean McDowell,
Okay.
and he promotes more like thinking and exploring like who God is.
Follow a lot of like clothing influencers, like thrift flippers and things like
Okay.
that, like Best
Cool.
Dress.
Yeah.
I think I mostly follow like musicians.
Yeah.
Okay, we've gotten a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
We're musicians too.
Yes, all of those.
All of those?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other like categories you can think of that you follow influencers for?
Probably fitness. Oh, you said that.
No, you're totally good.
Beauty.
Do you feel beauty influencers have a positive or negative impact?
It kind of depends on the influencer, because at least for me, a lot of the stuff I see is like, I don't know if unethical is the right word to use, but it's just like unreachable standards. That
Yeah.
So like unattainable goals.
Yeah.
I understand what you're
I feel like most of the influencers that you see are like one body type too.
saying. Okay.
And, yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
And there isn't a lot of like diversity in like skin tone either.
Like it could be both. Depends on the person.
Okay.
That's a really good question. That's really good. I feel like it's a little bit of both. It's like I feel like when they do start into it, it's for a good reason, but then after a while, when the fame kind of gets to their head and everything, it becomes negative, and it also influences like the body standards and stuff. And then social media itself is really crappy about that too, and it hurts like a lot of really girls. I feel like girls are mostly affected by that too.
It's hit or miss. I think it can be either or. Because I think sometimes if it's like it can be negative at times, it can be positive at times. So it really depends on the person. But overall, I think negative because it's mostly money driven, like sponsorships and all that. So I think negative. So that's my opinion.
So do you feel obligated to buy products that influencers promote?
No.
Not obligated, more so. Some of them I just like kind of trust their opinion. And I'm like, oh, if you like that, then I'm probably gonna like that.
Okay. Whenever beauty influencers advertise a product, do you feel that they actually believe in it, or do you think they're just advertising it?
I feel 50-50. I feel like there are some people that do just get paid to advertise a product, but I know some people, just from like watching them in the past, there's been products that they've used consistently in videos, and then all of a sudden they're promoting it. So I don't know. It's kind of like a double-edged sword on that one. Yes and no.
Probably just advertising it.
They're probably just doing it for the money.
Depends on the product and if they made it or not.
Okay. Can you think of an example or?
Well, I mean, like Jeffree Star like releases like his own palettes and like makeup stuff, so obviously he would know more about it than just somebody being like, I really like this brand, such and such.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Like I like that question.
Yeah, it's a good question. But like I feel like most influencers either like sponsored or they have their own product out, so they're just trying to get it out there.
Oh, that's true.
I suppose it depends on how sincere they come off, but for the most part, I would say no.
Mostly no.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time it's mostly paid promotion, but certain beauty influencers have built up this like relationship and like kind of ideology that they like don't really paid promotion. They more just like let you know like, hey, this is what I really like and I'm not getting paid to say this, you know? So I think it depends on the influencer, but a lot of the time it's mostly paid promotion.
What are your thoughts on A-list beauty influencers versus B-list beauty influencers? So like, for example, like our pictures at the beginning, we had like the first three were more recognizable, those would be A-list, and then we had like our other B-list examples.
The A-list ones, I feel like they're very, very fake. I feel like what they promote isn't great how it needs to be. Like I feel like they need to have more inclusiveness within their beauty things, but compared to the B-listers, I feel like the B-listers are still on the edge of like authenticity rather than like, well, here's my line, it barely works, it's gonna break you out, or if you don't get it, then you're just deemed ugly and all this other extra stuff, and it's like, no.
I mean, they're both influencers. It's just that A-list like influencers are just like quote unquote more known. But I think B-list influencers, I don't know. I think to me they're just all the same. Like if you have a following, then you have a following. I don't know.
I think that with A-list beauty influencers, a lot of the time it's a little more fake, and it's like you're kind of getting a lot more of that paid promotion and that like kind of like this is what you need to do to look pretty, whereas with like B-listers it's a little bit more real, and it's like they're kind of not at that level yet, so they're a little more raw with kind of like, okay, this is what I like and this is what I do, and I hope you kind of like enjoy that because I enjoy it.
I think they definitely can get away with more stuff.
The A-list ones?
Yes.
Okay.
Whereas B-listers they seem like they're niche in a sense to like their specific audience that they're building. I don't know.
So which influencer do you think impacts you the most?
This is a hard question.
It is. Probably Emma Chamberlain.
Okay. Any thoughts?
I like Emma Chamberlain.
Yeah.
She's cool.
That's only.
She seems normal.
Yeah.
A lot of them are really weird, so it's hard to pick.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like she lives her normal life.
I guess Kylie Jenner because I see my friends buying it.
Okay.
But that's about as extensive as it gets.
So whenever you're looking to follow a beauty influencer, is there like a specific like makeup style or hairstyle, basically a specific trend that you look for?
I prefer a natural look.
Okay.
So if I'm gonna model after somebody, it'd be somebody that does that more often, I guess.
I'm not a big makeup person because it's very difficult to do. But I like to see like what they can do because, you know, like as artists, it's like we admire stuff and we're like, oh my god, that looks so good, and stuff takes time to do.
Yeah.
So just like admiring the art.
Okay. So you more admire it than want to replicate it?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
it would be cool to replicate it.
I could agree with that. I could agree with that. I just can't make myself go through the effort every day to put on all that makeup.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It all depends on like what I'm feeling in the moment. Like I have on Instagram a little folder to where I have saved videos and posts from other like influencers and stuff that do different types of makeup styles, hairstyles and stuff like that. So it's really like whatever I see, and if it's appealing to me, then that's good, or whatever like I need in a moment, kind of like on Pinterest when you need ideas and stuff. So that's kind of how I go about finding different influencers and stuff. Like I've found some really good people over the years and over the months and stuff too. It's just that I haven't like I guess, stayed with them, if that makes sense. It was more or less like, oh, okay, they have good, eyebrow tutorials, or this person has good, like, I love lip tutorials.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I have like pretty specific features.
Okay.
So like my eyes are small and like hooded, so I tend to follow like more like Asian beauty influencers just because they do makeup that kind of fits my face. And so that's kind of what I look towards, and I think that's what a lot of people look towards. It's kind of like people with similar features with like as them, so they can do the same techniques and things like that.
Does gender play a role in your decision to follow a beauty influencer?
No.
No, because I feel like as we've progressed on into slightly becoming more accepting of like the men that's doing beauty things too, I actually enjoy some of the men that does it. I don't enjoy James Charles, but some of the men that I've seen over the years, I'm like, dang, they kind of pulled it off a little bit better than what I'm used to seeing. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it.
Media do you usually use whenever you're like following an influencer?
I usually use like Instagram or usually Instagram. That's about it. LinkedIn for professional connections, but like Instagram's usually what I use.
YouTube and Instagram.
YouTube and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
Instagram,
TikTok.
Okay, cool. Well, Instagram or YouTube?
Instagram.
Yeah, I'm an Instagram girl.
Mostly.
Well,
Maybe some TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay.
YouTube, Instagram, occasionally Pinterest.
Okay.
Yeah.
As seen by our interviews, there can be a wide variety of personal opinions regarding beauty influencers. In 2015, Crystal Abaddon argues the practice of perceived interconnectedness has resulted in social tensions in influencers' personal lives as immediacy, constancy, exclusivity, intimacy, and quality. This idea refers to how followers observe influencers and what they expect from them and relates to our question regarding what content people look for. Additionally, when observing our answers, it is important to consider Abaddon's term from 2017, calibrated amateurism, which refers to the practice in which actors in an attention economy labor specifically over crafting contrived authenticity that portrays the raw aesthetic of an amateur. Calibrated amateurism relates to how our interviewees perceive influencers' authenticity and our answers regarding our B-list beauty influencers. Meanwhile, Sujin states, parasocial relations as a theory used to explain feelings of intimacy and closeness with celebrities and public figures helps explain the asymmetric and often one-directional relationships between audiences and those in media. Many of those we interviewed stated that beauty influencers' impact was overall negative and that many of these influencers may not be authentic when displaying themselves on social media. Overall, beauty influencers remain a major part of social media with the ability to affect followers substantially.